All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Raha HaKadash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone rule well. And I've taught me this word in truth and sincerity. All right, peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with 144,000. That's also pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. All right, as well as the rest of the whole full elect that sincerely believe, the elect that sincerely believe. I mean, fellow servant of month of JMS Toronto, coming at you once again with another live lesson. It's going to be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies, and the title here is the you know what is kicking at the door. All right, the you know what is kicking at the door, man. And I mean, this is it. This is the prophecy that every single Israelite that has the testimony of Yahushua is gearing on, looking into, okay? Because see the mark of the beast, the charagma, right? The chip, which is chip, um, that prophecy is also centered around Jacob's trouble, all right? Because these devils are going to wreak all havoc and evil upon the earth. The Lord is going to let them loose, more loose than they already have been. Okay, all right, and Esau has been on fire since 2019, to say the least. Okay, and the Lord is going to let him loose even more. As the scriptures say, actually, let me get it. For you know, if he has great wrath, right? And when I say, Esau, Edom has been on fire, I mean in terms of um, bringing hell on the earth, man. Jesus Christ, this place is wicked. But it's beautiful at the same time because all this is set up by Yahweh Shai to make us run to seek Him even 10 times more, as the scriptures say in Baruch. So that's all this is for. The hell that we're catching under Esau Edom. But this precept here, Revelation 12 and 12, I should have known that by heart. Okay, it's taking forever to load. I'm just going to read it from here. So Revelation 12 and 12 in King James, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth." Okay, and those that are rejoicing, all right, are Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the angels, and us too. Okay, we're counted, all right, lowering of the elect, we're counted to be of the heavens. Okay. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Okay, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And really, we're in the midst of this great wrath, because he has been coming down with a great wrath ever since 2019. Yeah, it's been crazy, but it's going to intensify. Okay, so I got this clip here from Arrows of Indignation. All right, 144. The title, "Subscribe and Be Edified." The title of his lesson here is for those with eyes, with the eye salve to see, it's crystal clear what's upon us. Koragme. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see.
For 2027, there will be no way back. Elon Musk said this in a podcast with Lex Friedman, a line that was later cut. When asked why, he fell silent for almost a minute.
Fuck, that's a scary minute.
Then he quietly said, shout out to Lex for letting him sit there with that. That's pretty heavy. Then he quietly said, "It's not a catastrophe, it's a transition." The transcript left behind 3 themes that gave him away: autonomous intelligence, loss of meaning, and energy independence. It all sounded like a forecast, but now reads like a diagnosis of the era. The first sign is the collapse of attention. Musk said humanity will stop thinking in cycles. Planning for the future will shrink to the horizon of updates. line hits me hard. People will stop building and start simply replacing. MIT research confirms a generation born after 2000 holds attention for about 8 seconds, less than a goldfish. I used to say that to Alessi, but he's gotten a lot better now. Musk called this cultural Alzheimer's. We're not losing memory, we're losing the ability to think. The second sign is artificial intelligence that no longer obeys. Musk says when a system starts correcting humans, that time of linear logic is over. Even now, algorithms decide who we date, what we buy, and what we think about. This isn't a machine uprising, it's dissolution into convenience. People won't notice the moment when choice becomes an option, not a right. The third sign is energy dependence. Musk explains civilization can no longer survive even a day without electricity. By 2027, here it is. In his view, the balance will shift. Energy will become currency and control over it will become power. From that moment on, everything non-autonomous will disappear. This isn't an apocalypse, it's a change of biological form. At the end, he said a line that didn't make it on air. Technology is stronger than us, but not smarter. As long as we have meaning, we are alive. Lose it and we become code. Then, after a pause, he added, we must learn to be human before systems learn to be gods. Are you ready for the transition or already living in a thing to do with reading your brain?
Yeah, and it's funny that they talk like this because this thing is gonna backfire. This AI, and it's already backfiring. Like to run these data centers, right, and they run this whole digital system that Esau Edom thinks he's going to end up establishing forever, which he won't be able to establish it at all, really. It needs to destroy the earth to function. Okay, you got to think about that. This man's, idea of a better world, all right, is a society that actually needs to destroy the world for it to function. All right, which is all that he's been doing ever since he's been in rulership, creating societies that destroy the earth. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's 5. Okay, Slovakia, Job 5. I'm just going in the spirit. So see, I have nothing actually planned out. So this is Job 5:11. It says to set up. Oh, verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. This New World Order. Look at these data centers, how much water they need. The pollution of the air is horrendous. Okay. Everything is already being transferred into artificial. You have artificial foods, artificial meats, artificial fruits, right? It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, right? And the counsel of the forward is carried headlong because ultimately AI, okay, Elon Musk has said right already that with AI they're summoning a demon. Okay. And in terms of prophecy, the Lord is he's gonna cut the line, all right, of access uh from these top wicked elites to these demons. At the same time, open up the heavenly realm so all these demons can get busy. Right? This is why the day of the Lord is talked about throughout all the scriptures. Okay, it's going to be a day of great evil, right? So the Lord is going to take them in their own craftiness, and everything's going to fall apart. It's not going to work out the way that they say it's going to work out, or the way that they think it's going to work out. See, we're telling them what's going to happen before it happens. This is why the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, the true prophets, are a spectacle to the world, because they're telling the world things are going to happen before they happen. Okay, they meet with darkness in the daytime, and also the way we prophesy. Okay, the elect are ancient men, or the 144 are ancient men. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Okay, NLT says they find it dark in the daytime, and they grope at noon as if it were night. Okay, and that's the state of these people right now. Right? It's starting with our people, right? They all they can do is find evil and confusion when the truth is out. Okay, that's the daytime. The dark represents evil and confusion, wickedness. Daytime represents the truth. Okay, and they grope at noonday, which is the highest hour of the day. Okay, for the sun, as if it were night. Okay, and this is the same condition that these top elites are starting to find themselves in, and are going to continue to find themselves in because the house is divided. That's another prophecy. The house is divided. Not all Edomites agree. Not all banking families agree. Okay, so the council, right? So right now, their council, as the scriptures say, that they are wearied in the multitude of their councils. Okay, and the Lord is doing that by the way of the angels. Okay, let's continue here in this clip.
Of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said 10 days.
Oh, you know what? Slack. Might as well get this priesthood goes running it through my mind. This is Isaiah 47. I talked about the witchcraft and sorceries. Well, actually, I'll bring that out after this clip, this part of the clip, because this part of the clip actually goes into that. So let's listen to this.
Transition or already living in a
Nothing to do with reading your brain. But of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try that. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So the woman hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she's knocked off. So our thoughts, like, we're starting to be decoded. Yeah, just think about what this means for authoritarian states, for instance. Or if you want to generate images that maximally activate your pleasure sensor or anything else. Okay, but let's keep going, right? To really get the sense of the combinatorics of this. How about, can we go from Wi-Fi radio signals, sort of like the Wi-Fi routers in your house, they're bouncing off radio signals that work sort of like sonar. Can you go from that to where human beings are, to images? So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. All the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
You see why we're going to need divine intervention to escape this devil? Do you hear what this guy just said? AI has given the Wi-Fi router the power to track and identify people in the dark without even being able to see. And then he also talked about how the I think it was the Neuralink that he was talking about. It was AI though. AI was able to describe what someone was illustrate rather, right? To illustrate what someone was thinking. So AI was able to basically hack your thoughts, go into your thoughts, as they do now, right? We use chat. AI is learning from human beings, so they're already in your head. But it was able to illustrate what was in your head. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna need divine intervention, man. This is, and we're gonna get it. The elect are gonna get it. This is and that's just small stuff. This is just light stuff. This is him when he's not even angry yet. Wait until this devil, the Lord gives him the go ahead, and that next Black Swan event happens. It's gonna be wild. The type of things we're gonna see and the weapons that he's gonna use, all right, to just shed blood to those who don't want to get down with his new world order. All right. It says Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name. Yeah, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. All right. In the NLT, it says, in the West, people will respect the name of the Lord Yahweh. In the East, they will glorify him, for he will come like a raging flood tide, driven by the breath of the Lord. Well, the Lord will come like this, right? But this is actually talking about Esau, Edom, NLT, the enemy, right? So NLT is going off. Esau, Edom in this time right now. So let's get that word standard. So lift up the standards. So all right, and there is no was no was okay. Now was, yeah. So it says here to flee, right? The power to flee, super speed, escape. The Lord can give the power to disappear in terms of being invisible. Okay. to flee, escape, take flight. All right, depart, disappear, to fly, to the attack. Remember, the elder. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot his name already. Wow, fuck it. Bear with me here. Malcolm, damn, the elder Malcolm of Chicago, man. He had that dream about him smashing people into the ground, left and right, bones breaking out and whatnot. Okay, it all depends on the Lord in that scenario. Okay, on horseback, okay, a chariot can beam you up and just put you somewhere else. Right, that happened to Daniel in his time of need. Right, when he was hungry, he just beat the chariot, beamed up Habakkuk vehemently, and just beamed him back down. I believe it was a chariot. It says the angel. I believe it was a chariot. Okay, it could have been the angel too, but the angels are in the chariots on horseback to drive at, to take flight. Okay, so you get the point. Okay, so let's go back here and finish this up.
That's what DARPA is.
Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, where all the top secret research goes. And it's often referred to as mind control weapons called B2K that can pipe voices into someone's head as a non-lethal weapon that resonates the dopamine cells of your brain and it floods it.
Flood your brain with dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine dump that incapacitates the adversary. And so if you're programming someone to go after, let's say, a political target, all you have to do is use voice morphing, pipe in the tortures, the pains, and 24 hours, you'll drive the person crazy and they'll want to kill and stop the pain. You play a two-tape loop, your mother hates you, blah, blah, brainwashing. So they were trying to wipe the brain clean so they could read.
Remember, all these guys took the poison dart. So if they could do this without imagine with the poison dart and the 6G, as soon as they turn on that frequency, man, it's over.
Build new memory. It was funded by the CIA. How could you disable a person, making them dysfunction? That would be scrambling their brains. That'd be dopamine affecting their nervous system, so they drop on the ground. So it's a combination of psychological warfare as well as directed energy weapons, along with the voice of God weapons with voice and morphine. It's the most complex weapon system we have put together ever as a species.
I think we'll hit AGI next year in 26.
Yeah. I mean, this is an important question to get.
Yeah. So you hear what he said. This is Isaiah 47. And let me get down to the point here. Verse 9. Okay, I'll start at 8 actually. Isaiah 47 and 8 in the NLT says, "Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, I'm the only one and there is no other, right? From the king to the people. I will never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment. Widowhood and the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic." Okay? And don't get me wrong, the ancient world of stones, artifacts, devices, and instruments to conjure up demons and seances is still here today. It's just done in the raw stuff is done way behind the scenes, so to speak. But on the surface, that plays out throughout the whole society, throughout the whole earth, through music, right? Television. So modern day witchcraft and technology is tied to modern day witchcraft and magic is tied to technology. Okay, that's the point. It says, "You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me," you said, "but your wisdom and your knowledge have led you astray." Okay, and because as the scripture say, the pride of his heart has deceived him. Okay. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said, but your wisdom and your knowledge have led you astray. And you said, I am the only one, and there is no other. So disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you see this AI thing is going to go crazy. It's going to go rogue. They've already showed us movies of AI and bots, AI bots, and everything technology going rogue on the human race. All right, that's called predictive programming. They show you that on iRobot. Okay, so they know what they're doing in terms of tampering with AI, okay, and these demons. They know that their plan is to unleash all mayhem. As this guy Albert Pike, what do you say? He said, I gotta get his quote because Al or his quote was crazy, nasty. Albert Pike's quote about the end of the of World War III. Letter. Okay, let's see. Come on, can I get it? Oh my goodness. Some research paper, Slacker. Trying to see if I can find this quote. Oh, you know what? The best way to get this quote is in images. You can't find it just like that. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Look at this. It says, yeah, it says the third world, this is Albert Pike, okay? The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agent tour of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. So this uh tumultuous um this tumultuous situation between Iran and America, aka Babylon the Great, is pre-planned. Okay, first and foremost, it's prophecy above all. But in terms of these Edomites and the top wicked elite that run this world, it's pre-planned. As you see, this is Albert Pike's quote, August 15th, 1871. The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agent tour. So you have agents that cause differences. They call agent provocateurs. All right, they cause divisions on both camps to create chaos. So these devils can install their order. It says, of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic, okay, world, that the Muslim Arabic world, Slake, Arabic, there you go to sleep. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, okay, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. You see, we're literally in the midst of this. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. Okay, and everybody's feeling it. Okay, scripture say that you should wear out the saints. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysmic or social cataclysm. Okay. And it also up here said that what people are spiritually tired as well. Okay. I think he said spiritually, socially, yeah, spiritually and economically exhaustion. And this is why people can't see what these devils are telling them in their shows because they're spiritually dull. Anyways, it says, we shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provide a formidable social cataclysm. Okay, that's that Black Swan event that will lead ultimately to World War III, when which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effects of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. You hear what these devils are saying to you? Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend them, obligated to defend themselves against the ruled minority of revolutionaries, which is the elect. Okay, the world minute. It's really starting with the elect. Okay, we're like revolutionaries in this man's wicked system. Okay, the revolution is the kingdom of heaven on earth. Will it exterminate those destroyers of civilization? And we're considered destroyers of the civilization as well. And the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose distic spirits will form that moment be without from that moment, whose distic spirits from that moment be without compass or direction, right? Because everything that people believe in is going to come to, they're going to come to know that they were wrong, they were lied to. Okay, so they have no direction, anxious for an idea, but without knowing where to render its adoration, its adoration, yes, adoration will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. That's a chip. Okay, that's a chip. Brought in the mark of the beast, right? Brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and, and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time, and everything else under the sun, right? That's these devils, man. So, damn. Back here in verse 11. So the disaster will overtake you. Yeah. Let me start from 10. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said, but your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray. And you said, I am the only one and there is no other. So the disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared. And if a devil like him is thinking that way, imagine what the Most High is going to really bring. Because this devil has no idea. He thinks he's God, okay? But he's just a measly old pawn for the Lord to use, all right, to bring to play out and fulfill prophecy. Now use my magical charms. Now use your magical charms. Use the spells you have worked at all these years. Maybe they will do you some good. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you. All and no one will be, because the truth is coming out of you devils, man. Everyone knows what you're up to. Okay, it's too late. Yahweh Shemel Shai and his prophets have already been opening up the lid and spilling all the beans on who you devils are and what your plans are, man. It's done. Okay. All the advice you receive has made you tired. Where all your astrologers and your stargazers who make predictions even each month? Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds. And none of you are going to be able to do anything. Okay? None of you are going to be able to do anything, especially when Yahushua comes. At least not to the elect. But there are, yeah, that's the point there. Okay? That's all I want to really get there. Um, now, I have this article here. I'll pull up, and then that'll be it. This article here, this is from the People's Voice. Okay, become superhuman or get left behind. Millions of Chinese line up to become cyborgs as CCP launches Neo brain chip. All right, this was posted what June 9th, 2026. All right, so it says the Chinese Communist Party has officially kicked off the age of the cyborg, while Elon Musk Neuralink continues to navigating regulatory hurdles in the U.S. So this is why they need a big black swan event, especially in the U.S. because China is more of is already a communist country, so regulations and everything like that are easily passed. Okay, you don't got democracy and the left and the right and whatnot. It's just one unified system. China has surged ahead with the launch of Neo, the world's first commercially approved brain chip interface BCI implant. Wow. Okay, let's go. And according to the reports flooding in from China, millions of citizens are already queuing up to get wired directly into the Beast system. Officially, version 1 of the coin-sized Neo implant, developed by the Shanghai-based Neuroc Technology in partnership with Tsinghua University researchers, is designed to enhance the nervous system, you see, of patients suffering from spinal cords injuries or paralysis. It sits on top of the brain's protective membrane, the dura mater, using 8 sensors to read signals and help restore hand and arm functions, allowing users to control robotic gloves or external devices through thought alone. Clinical trials reportedly showed promising results with dozens of patients. All right. But let's be real. When the CCP ever stopped? When has the CCP ever stopped at helping the disabled? Of course, it's just a ploy. Well, okay, so I'll just read through that. So it says here, the real agenda, total mind machine integration. So insiders and independent observers warned this is no mere medical device. Neo represents the first mass market gateway into full human augmentation, a stepping stone towards a population of compliance. Hyper-efficient cyborgs perfectly integrated with the state's digital surveillance apparatus. Damn. China's breakneck approval process, beating Neuralink to commercial status, wasn't slowed by that kind of ethical debaters or safety concerns plaguing Western efforts. Why? Because in Beijing, this technology aligns perfectly with the party's vision of social harmony through total technological control. Sources close to the rollout claim that beyond the initial medical trials, applications are expanding rapidly. Government-backed health insurance is already covering the procedure in many provinces, dramatically lowering barriers for volunteers. Social media platforms inside the Great Firewall, yeah, because China's lit a lot of stuff here over there, right? So inside the Great Firewall, so in their social media world, are buzzing with stories of long waiting list, not just long waiting list, not just among the paralyzed, but among ambitious young professional students and even factory workers seeking any edge in an increasing automated economy. And that's really what's going to happen. People are going to be able to, it's not going to be mandatory right away, right? It's going to be more like, hey, if you want to get out of your situation, okay, this is what we offer. You choose. And people are going to slowly and quickly, okay, really quickly start choosing the technocrats, all right, the top wicked elites, because it's going to be the technocrats that are going to be the stooges for the bankers to run this so-called new world order. Okay, and they're going to be able to do things that other people won't be able to do, as we're reading here. Okay, and this is going to be all over the world, and you're going to feel left out, and then you're going to go ahead and take the chip if you're not the elect. Okay, not to mention that you're going to be catching all kinds of hell with no faith. Okay, it says become superhuman or get left behind. One translated post circulating widely read, another, the future belongs to those who merge first. You see? These are spells and seances that are being cast. Okay, transhumanism with Chinese characteristics. This isn't just about restoring function, it's about rewriting what it means to be human. Under CCP oversight, experts tracking China's brain tech push note heavy state investment tying BCI development to broader goals in AI, quantum computing, and national security. A population with brain chips in is a population whose thoughts, decisions, and productivity can be monitored, nudged, or even directly influenced in real time. Okay, imagine Work. See, this guy wants to. They want to be like God. They want to be like Yahweh, man. Okay, as scriptures say. Workers whose neural output is optimized for 16-hour shifts. Citizens who, wow, look at that. Workers whose neural output is optimized for 16-hour shifts. That's wild. Citizens who loyalty Citizens whose loyalty metrics are tracked via direct brainwave data. A social credit system that doesn't just watch your behavior, it reads your mind. Musk has warned for years about the existential risk of advanced AI and the need for human AI symbiosis to keep peace. China appears to have taken the warning as a blueprint for dominance. And it's true because these devils are talking ish, right? Tricking people, the masses, saying, oh, we got to get a good symbiosis between human and AI. So at first, we're going to let AI go crazy, kill a whole bunch of people, let wickedness and madness run through. And then the answer is going to be, again, merging man with machine via the chip, the mark of the beast, human AI symbiosis, right? China just jumping ahead at it. While the U.S. debates ethics, China is wiring up its people. Okay, so my last precept here. Let's go to, of course, okay, 2 Thessalonians 2. All right, and let's start at 7. It says in the NLT, 2 Thessalonians 2:7, for this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. Okay. Then the man of, and really in the King James, just so if newer believers are listening, don't get confused. And the King James says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And I guess it's the same thing, but it's talking about the Most High. Okay. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord, the Awashai, will slay him with the breath of his mouth. And this is the prophets, right? The 144,000 of the elect, and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. This man will come to do the work of Satan, okay, with counterfeit power. And what does Satan mean? Adverse, okay? So these devils taught wickedly are adverse to righteousness. This is why the earth is mourning. People are mourning. People are sick and even and are only getting sicker. Okay. This man will come to do the work of Satan, okay, with counterfeit AI, artificial intelligence. True intelligence is what Yahweh Shemashah has to offer to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay. But artificial intelligence, what Satan is what Satan has to give to Esau to rule the earth. Okay. Counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. And one major evil deception is that was going to use to fool the many onto destruction is the guise of progression. This is progress. You're only going to get better. Remember, I read this in this article, right? With again, become superhuman or get left behind. um, become superhuman or get left behind. This is going to be one of the major things, okay, with the hell that people are going to be catching that's going to be used as an evil deception. It says he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. Project Bluebeam or Skybeam is also going to be an evil deception, okay, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. So those who don't have the Thawa, the mark of exemption, okay, will be on their way to destruction. Why? Because they refuse to love, which is tied to obedience, and accept the truth that would save them, the Israelites. So Yahweh Hashem Shai will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies, right? And take the chip. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil, the chip, rather than believing the truth. Okay. So anyway, that's it. Low will is a straightforward and edifying to the whole full length of the nation of Israel. I'm going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the whole full elect, 144,000 on down that sincerely believe. Baba Ball, Kwama Sha'ala, and Shalom. Stay strong. We're almost out of here.